Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Harita from Texas, welcoming all of you to this mid-morning Japa session of Bhakti Sanga. Wishing I really I'm sorry to interrupt your ecstatic chanting. I request all the devotees on the call to please introduce themselves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, then with Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call every day and welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji, go ahead.
You go ahead, Radhe.
Radhe Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago and all glories to your services, Mataji. And
Hare
Sunil
Krishna.
Prabhu, thank you so much for beautiful recitation.
Hare Krishna Yashamati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji, for joining the call every day, and all glories to your services, Mataji. And please welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anita Ravanya from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining the call, Mataji, and welcome to the call, Mataji, and all glories to your wonderful services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji. Dandot pranams to you. Dandot pranams to all devotees here. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Sumi from California.
Hare Krishna Sumi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining the call every day, Mataji, and welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining the call every day, Mataji, and welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees, I once again welcome all of you to Bhakti Sanga Japa session mid morning. So let us move to our next part of this session. That is, today's session will be given by Mataji. If is it? Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sanga Japa session mid morning. So today's topic is Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 7, and our speaker is Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Hare Krishna Kirtida Sundari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. We are very thankful for your association today, Mataji, and we are looking forward to today's session, Mataji. Before that, I would read the Srila Prabhupada's quote, Mataji. So today is March 27th. Ramachandra's life, God's activities, pastimes. If we hear, that means we are associating with Ramachandra. There is no difference between his form, his name, and his pastimes and himself. He is absolute. Therefore, either you chant the holy name of Rama or you see the statue of Rama. or you talk of his transcendental pastimes. Everything that means you are associating with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We take advantage of these days when the incarnation of God appears or disappears, and we try to associate with him. Hawaii, March 27, 1969. Jai. Today is Ram Navami in India, and it's the appropriate quote, Mataji, for us. Hari Bol. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
Mataji. Please take
thank
over the
you.
call, Mataji. Thank you for enlightening us on this topic today. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madhavi. Thank you so much. Thank you for your warm welcome. And as you said, yes, today is Ram Navami in India, and today the quote is also on Ram Navami, where Srila Prabhupada says, Abhinatvam Nam Namya. There is no difference between Rama and his name. Thank you. Thank you, dear devotees. Thank you for joining us. And we will continue with our Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu study. But we'll offer the Mangalacharan prayers before that, and then we'll go ahead. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakkaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः आनंद लीलामय विग्रहाय हेमाभद्रव्य छवि सुंदराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रस प्रदाय चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्येश्वरम् Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you again for your very, very kind association. I bow down to each and every one of you before we begin this session. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः. So last chapter we ended in the 7th chapter only, yes? In the 7th chapter we ended this, and sorry, I was a little distracted. Last week we were doing 7th chapter and we were not able to finish that chapter. So we will continue from there. Let me share my screen. So this is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And we covered 9, right? Yes. So we'll just do a quick recap. So Srila Rupa Goswami In the previous chapter, he mentioned 64 limbs of devotional service. 20 were primary. Out of those 20, 10 were do's, positive, right? Do's were mentioned. And the next 10 were the don'ts, right? Then after that, 20 are done. And then from 64, 20 are done. Then rest, I think so, how many are left? Except 5, last 5. The rest were the gone ones, the gone limbs of devotional service. But we have to practice those also when we are doing our Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Remember, these 64 limbs of devotional service are of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, right? And then last 5, Srila Rupa Goswami says, Sadhu Sanga Nama Kirtanam, Bhagavata Shravana, Mathura Vasa, Shri Murtera, Shraddhaya Seva. And he himself acknowledges that these 5 have already been mentioned in those 64, but he is repeating it, not with the fault of redundancy, but he wants to emphasize that how important these are. So Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathura Vas, Shri Murtera, Shraddhaya Seva. After describing this, then Rupa Goswami, he mentions Artha Arshanu Mechishnam Udharanam Iriyate. That now from the scriptures, Atha Arsha means scriptures, that now from different scriptures I will support the authenticity of these points. Personality like Srila Rupa Goswami, who himself is an Acharya, whatever he says is Mahavakya, but he is also quoting from Shastras. That shows the importance of whatever we speak should also be supported from the Shastras. We should not speak whimsically from our own thoughts and mind, but rather we should also speak backed up by the Shastras. And Srila Rupa Goswami is also saying that I will give evidence from different scriptures supporting the authenticity of all these 64 limbs that have been mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Siddha. And he started giving. Chapter 7 is evidence regarding devotional principles. And in this chapter 7, he covers 18 of them. But last time we covered only 9. So rest half is left from where we will continue. So first was Tatha Guru Pada Ashraya, then Krishna Diksha Shikshanam, Vishrambhena Guru Seva. Again, these 3 are the most important. Then Sadhu Vartmanu Vartaman, and he is quoting from different Shastras. Then Sadharma Pricha, Krishnarthe Bhogadi Tyago, and Dwarka Adi Nivaso, staying in the holy places, along with on the banks of river Ganga, which is also mentioned. Yavat Ardhanu Vartita, whatever is possible, how much ever is possible, as one's capability, one should perform. And Harivasra Sammanu, respecting important days of Hari, like Ekadashi, and for example, today is Ramanavami. So these are the most important days because these are the days of Lord Hari, Ramanavami, Janmashtami, Gaura Purnima, Nityananda Triyodashi, Advaita Acharya's appearance day, Shri Radhashtami. All these are Hari Vasara Sammana. These are the Hari, days of Lord Hari, along with also Ekadashi. So there we ended. Now from 10th onwards, we'll start studying. Dhatri Ashtavadi Gauravam. Let me highlight all these so it's easy. Now Yathaskande. So now he's quoting from where? From Skanda Puran. And what he's quoting about the 10th one, which also falls under do's, right? The positive ones. Dhatri means Amala tree. Ashwatha means the banyan tree or the peepal tree. Adi refers to all these such auspicious trees. Gauravam, one should give significance, one should give importance to such trees like Indian gooseberry plant, that is Avala, and peepal tree, banyan tree. So in that regard, from Skanda Puran, Srila Rupa Goswami is quoting a verse. Ashwatha Tulasi Dhatri Go Bhumi Sura Vaishnava Pujita Pranata Dhyata Shapyante Nirnam Agaham. Nirnam refers to the nar, the human beings. Their agham, their papa, their sinful activities is shapayanti, is completely destroyed. When they remember, dhyata means to remember, pranata means to pay obeisances, and pujita means they worship. So the sins of all the human beings, they are completely destroyed when they remember, when they pay obeisances, and when they worship. Whom? Ashwatha. Ashwatha again refers to banyan tree. Tulsi, our tulsi plant. Dhatri. Dhatri refers to our gooseberry, avala, right? Go. Go refers to cow. Bhumi Sura, the gods or the demigods on earth, and they are known as Brahmanas. So Brahmanas are also known as Bhumi Sura when somebody worships Brahmanas, and of course Vaishnavas. So when we worship all these, not only worship, pujita, worship, pranataha, pay obeisances, and dhyata, when we remember, then all the sins are destroyed. So this is the importance. Now, how can we do worship of Ashwatha, Tulsi, and people around Dhatri tree? Of course, for cows, we can feed the cows, or we can sponsor the feeding of the cows, or we can take care of the cows, do some menial seva for the cows. Bhumi Sura is the Brahmanas. We can feed the Brahmanas, respect the Brahmanas, give charity to the Brahmanas. Same thing is the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas are pleased when we offer them some prasadam, when we offer gifts to them, when we talk very in a loving manner with them, when we worship them, when we honor their instructions. This is how we have to worship. But for Ashwatha tree and Dhatri tree is circumambulating. We can circumambulate, we can worship. So these are the different ways by which we can worship these trees. So basically the point is the importance of these trees is being mentioned, that when you come across, please don't ignore them. Okay. If nothing can be done, then at least pranataha, we can offer obeisances. We can offer obeisances to all these entities. So in the Skanda Purana, it is written that we should offer water to the Tulsi plant and Amalaka trees. We should offer respect to banyan tree, the cows and the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas should be served respectful obeisances and meditating upon them. All these processes will help the devotee to diminish the reactions of his past sinful activities. Now, next comes the 11th one. 11th is Atah Shri Krishna Vimukha Jana Tyaga Yatha Katyayana Samhitam. So now comes Shri Krishna Vimukha Jana Tyaga. That we have to tyag, we have to renunciate, we have to give away the association of those who are Shri Krishna Vimukh Jana. Those devotees, those people who are averse to Shri Krishna, we have to give up their association. And Rupa Goswami is quoting from Katyayana Samhita. He is saying, Varam huta vaha jwala panjrantam vyavasthitahi na shauri chinta vimukha jana swamvasa vaishnavasam. Vaishasam. Vaishasam means to call upon miseries or some sufferings. So he's saying Varam Huta. Varam means better. It's better Vyavasthitaha. Vyavasthitihi. Vyavasthiti means if you are situated. Better situate yourself. Where? Hutavaha. Hutavaha means in the fire. Jwala also means like a blazing fire, flames. Or panja antaraha, inside the cage. Situate yourself. It's better to be situated in some caves, in some cage where the fire is there or blazing flames are there. It's better. Than to what? Than to associate. Na shauri chinta vimukh jana. Then to associate. Samvasa means to associate, staying together. Then to stay together with those devotees, those people who are Shauri refers here to Krishna because he belongs to Sura dynasty. So Shauri refers to Krishna. Those who do not, na, Shauri, Chinta, those who are not absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna, those who do not remember Krishna, they are Vimukha Jana, they are averse to Krishna. So those who are averse to Krishna do not, na refers to do not stay together with those people who are averse to Krishna or who are not absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna. Better staying with them, it's better to stay in a cage which is full of flames and fire. So, Prabhupada giving up the company of non-devotees, Lord Chaitanya also has the same thing to say. What he says, Asat Sanga Tyaga Ai Vaishnava Achar Stri Sangi Eka Sadhu Krishna Bhakta. So, Asat Sanga Tyag, one should give up the Asat Sanga, the Sanga of materialistic people. And we have to give up their a Vaishnavachar. This is the behavior of a Vaishnava, that a Vaishnava doesn't associate with Asat Sanga. Those Asat Sanga, they are Stri Sangi. If they are, now he's describing who are Asat Sanga. Stri Sangi means those who are womanizer, those who associate with a woman. Ek Asadu, those who are non-saintly, and those who are not Krishna Bhakta. Krishna Abhakta are, who is not a devotee of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya was once asked by one of his householder devotees what the general behavior of a Vaishnava should be. In this connection, Lord Chaitanya replied that a Vaishnava should always give up the company of non-devotees. Then he explained that there are two kinds of non-devotees. So there are two kinds. One is against those who are against the supremacy of Krishna, those who are Krishna Abhakta. And another is those who are too materialistic. So there are two. One is those who are against the supremacy of Krishna, and another class is those who are too much materialistic. See, those who are too much materialistic, that means for sense gratification, they can go to any extent. And when they go to any extent, naturally, they'll be known as a sadhu, because they will not follow the principles of sadhu. Just like we see the example of Ajamil. Ajamil was a sadhu, but when he started associating with prostitute, when he married prostitute, then what happened? He went to all the worst extent to fulfill the demands of prostitute. So he became a sadhu. So that's why Prabhupada is mentioning that one who is too materialistic, naturally, for fulfilling their materialistic demands, they can go to any extent. So they all are considered to be Vaishnavas. Those who are after material enjoyment and those who are against the supremacy of Lord, they are called a Vaishnava, and their company should be strictly avoided. In the Katyayana Samhita, it is stated that even if one is forced to live within the cage of iron or in the midst of blazing fire, he should accept that position. It is better to stay there rather than live with non-devotees who are through and through against the supremacy of the Lord. Because if we too much associate with those non-devotees, then that non-devotion will also be rubbed upon us, and we don't want that. जिनके साथ रहेंगे उनका संग पाएंगे, वैसा ही हमारा व्यवहार हो जाएगा. We will get the same behavior as we are with those. In corporate world or in English language also it is said, right? You tell me your friends and I can tell you what kind of person you are. Why? Because that mindset we absorb. We absorb the mindset of those people whom we are associating more often. So it is better to give up their company. Basically stay aloof. The point is to stay within the cage of iron or the midst of blazing fire is better to stay alone. Do your Nirjan Bhajan if you cannot do anything, but don't associate with non-devotees. Vishnu Rahasya. Now he is quoting from Vishnu Rahasya. And from Vishnu Rahasya, he says, Alingam varam manye vyala vyagra jalaksha Na sanga shalya yuktanam nana devikam sevinam. Now, in non-devotees, in the category of non-devotees, Srila Rupa Goswami is catting one another category. And that category is Nana Devika Sevinam. Those who are the worshippers of various demigods. Please don't associate with them also. Alinganam, he's saying it's better to embrace. Whom? Vyala. Vyala refers to a snake. Vyagra, tiger. Jalaksham, Jala Akasham means though that living creature who stays in Jala, that is alligator. So it's better, one should prefer, Varam means better. One should prefer to embrace a snake, tiger, or an alligator, Nasanga, rather than associating with Nana Daivika Sevanam, those who are the worshippers of demigods. Why? Because they are Shalya Yuktana. Shalya refers to the sharp spear. So what kind of sharp spears they have? They have the sharp spears of material desires. They are always impelled by material desires. So one should prefer to embrace a snake, tiger, or an alligator rather than associate with persons who are worshippers of various demigods and who are impelled by material nature. Now, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is instructed that one may worship a certain demigod if he is desirous of achieving some material gain. We can worship sun god, desirous to rid of deceased condition, for a beautiful wife, Uma Devi, wife of Lord Shiva, for advanced education, one may worship. There's a list of demigod worshippers according to different material desires. But all of these worshippers, although they appear to be a very good pious devotees of the demigods, they are still considered to be non-devotees and they cannot be accepted as devotees. So they are saying that these demigod worshippers are also non-devotees. Please don't associate with them. Why they are considered to be the non-devotees? They are very pious. At least they are worshipping some demigods. But the point is, again, for what? For fulfilling your material desires. So again, having what? Materialistic tendency. For what? For sense gratification. If somebody is asking for a better wife or a better husband, for what? You don't want a devotee. You want someone who can take care of you, who is wealthy, who is earning a lot, educated. This is all for material gains. Somebody is asking wealth, somebody is asking child, somebody is asking some possessions, or even to get rid of your deceased condition if somebody is worshipping Sangha. Actually, there is no wrong, but Krishna himself says, Yapyanya devata yajante shraddhayanvita te api mam eva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Yes, they are worshipping these devatas with Shraddha, but actually, what is the need? They are yajanti avidhi purvakam. They are worshipping me only. But mameva, tepi mameva kaunteya. They are worshipping me only, Krishna says, but avidhi purvakam. Not holding the ears straight, but this way holding your ears. What's the point? Why putting extra effort? Why not directly hold your ears? So when we have a relationship established with Lord Shri Krishna, why not approach directly to him? Because these demigods also cannot give us any benediction which is not sanctioned by the Lord. And secondly, the benediction that is given by the demigods, it is materialistic. It is temporary. Because it's a material benediction. So definitely it's material. It's only useful till we are in this body. The moment we leave this body, even the benedictions are gone that are given by the demigods. But Krishna's blessing, it's carried forward to the spiritual world. Birth after birth, we can be the recipient of Krishna's mercy. So therefore, Prabhupada is saying that please, even they are demigod, they are the non-devotees, try to avoid their company. There is a very important point that will come in next, but for right now, we have to hold on to it. Shishyadi anubhitvadi trayam statha saptame. Now 12th, 13th, and 14th, trayam, all three together. he is giving example for all these three limbs of devotional service. Yatha Saptame, from the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. What are the three? Shishyadi Anubhitvadi means not to accept unfit disciples. Then in that regard, 13th, we did not to study too many non-devotional scriptures. And of course, not to big temples, not to make huge, heavy material endeavors, to not take. So those three are together. Now he's quoting from 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Na shishyan anubandhita granthan na vabhased bahun na vyakhyan upayunjeta na arambha arabhed kvachit. So this is from the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Narad Muni is discussing with Maharaj Yudhishthir the various functions of different orders of society. But this 12th, 13th and 14th, this refers to only those who are in the renounced order of life, for sannyasis. And what he's mentioning, that one who has accepted a sannyas order of life is forbidden to accept a disciple, anyone which is not fit for. A sannyasi should first of all examine whether a prospective student is a sincere seeking of Krishna consciousness. Unnecessary, na shishyan anubaddhinita, not accepting too many disciples for the sake of increasing the count. This is what Prabhupada will be elaborating. That Lord Chaitanya's causeless mercy is such that he advised all bona fide spiritual masters to speak about Krishna conscious everywhere. Yes, this is what Srila Prabhupada has said. Jara dekhe tara kahe Krishna upadesh. Amara agya guru haya tara edesh. That everyone should become a spiritual master. Therefore, in the line of Lord Chaitanya, even the sannyasis can speak about Krishna consciousness everywhere. And if someone is seriously inclined to become a disciple, the sannyasi always accepts him. The one point is that without increasing the number of disciples, there is no propagation of the cult of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we are giving this mass initiation in ISKCON. Sometimes, therefore, even at a risk, a sannyasi in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may accept even a person who is not thoroughly fit to become his disciple. Later on, by the mercy of such a bona fide spiritual master, the disciple is gradually elevated. But in this case, may accept a disciple who is not thoroughly fit. Why? Because later on, by the mercy of such bona fide spiritual master, disciple is gradually elevated. Now, this mercy of a bona fide spiritual master means that spiritual master should be a Uttama Bhakta. Should not be on a level of Kanishta and Madhyam. Only then the disciple will be gradually elevated. However, so this is allowed in ISKCON, especially you can say in Chaitanya cult, as Prabhupada is mentioning. However, then what is restricted? If one increases the number of disciples simply for some prestige or false honor, he will surely fall down in the matter of executing Krishna consciousness. A sannyasi can take risk and accept many disciples, provided he is speaking for Krishna consciousness and so that more people can become aware of Krishna consciousness. In that regard, a sannyasi can accept many disciples. And he can accept even unfit disciple, provided the sannyasi is himself pure enough and Uttama Bhakta who can transform that disciple and make him elevate in Krishna consciousness. But if a sannyasi is just making number of disciples to increase the count or for some false prestige and some false honor, then that is highly restricted by Srila Rupa Goswami. Now, similar comes in the form of books. We have no business to read many books simply to show one's proficiency or to get popularity in lecturing different places. But devotional scriptures are exception to it. As many as possible, we can study devotional scriptures And that too, what Prabhupada has given us, like for small books, then Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then the books of other acharyas. If we have not read Srila Prabhupada's purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, page to page, word by word, then please don't go and search for the commentaries of other acharyas. At least first get convinced with the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Then Srila Prabhupada has himself mentioned in the very first canto, the very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, the very first chapter, that you should study the commentary of other acharyas like Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and other acharyas. It is allowed. But it's better to have first basic understanding by studying Srila Prabhupada's purport. So devotional scriptures we can, but unnecessary just for gaining some knowledge, no need to get into all those non-devotional scriptures. Similarly, a sannyasi should not be enthusiastic about constructing big temples. Now here also, we see that if somebody comes himself forward and offers some donation to open a big temple, then a sannyasi accepts. But on his own basis, he should not take up these big endeavors to open up big temples, because a sannyasi is not supposed to even have some money in his account. First of all, he should not have his own account also. Forget about collecting money. Example is given, like Rupa Goswami was offered a favor by Maharaj Man Singh, a commander-in-chief of Emperor Akbar, and Rupa Goswami instructed him to construct a large temple of Govindji, which cost vast amounts of money. So yes, if somebody himself comes forward to offer some service to build some big temples, then a sannyasi can accept, and under his supervision, that the temples can be constructed. But otherwise, on his own, he should not take up that endeavor. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur always recommended that print books, and this was the instruction. So he gave two instructions to Srila Prabhupada. First, that go to West and preach in English language. And second instruction he gave, that as soon as you have some money, print books. He didn't order to big temples, but he said to print books. So that is important for propagating Krishna consciousness. Now coming to text number 15. Vyavahare means in our own behavior, api akarparnyam yatha padme. Now he's quoting from Padma Puran, that you should not display your, you can say, the miseries that you come across or the dejection that you have. You should not sing about them to everyone. Alabdhe va vinashyate va bhaksha chadana sadhane aviklava matir bhutva harim eva dhiya smarit. Alabdhe. Alabdhe means if you do not have or you are not able to obtain. Vinashyate, or it is destroyed. But what we are not able to obtain and what it is destroyed. Bhakshya, any eatables. If we are deprived of some eatables, or we are deprived of clothing, or if we have clothing and eatables, but they are destroyed after attaining them. Sadhane means the means. Aviklava matir bhutva, at that situation, when the food or any eating or clothes for covering oneself, if it is unavailable, or if they are destroyed after attaining them, then without having any aviklava matir bhutva, without having any disturbance in the mind. Aviklava means with an undisturbed mind. And what we should do? Harim eva dhiya smaret. Then with our intelligence, with our mind, we should focus and meditate on Lord Hari. Means instead of singing your own problems to others, why don't focus on Hari and ask from Hari to relieve you from all the problems? This is a statement from Padma Puran. Persons who are engaged in Krishna consciousness should never be disturbed by some material gain or loss. Even if there is some material loss, one should not be perturbed, but should always think of Krishna within himself. Every conditioned soul is always absorbed in thinking of materialistic activities. He has to free himself from such thoughts and transfer himself completely to Krishna consciousness. Now, this also means the second meaning of the word karpanyam. Akarpanya means that do not sing your miseries. Karpanya word also means being miser. And akarpanya means that in your vyavhar, in your behavior, you should not show miserness. And this is what Prabhupada is saying, that one should not be absorbed in thinking of materialistic activities. We should not just focus on gaining, collecting, rather we should focus on giving. So as we have already explained, the basic principle of Krishna consciousness to always think of Krishna. One should not be disturbed in some material loss. Don't be miser. Okay, loss ho gaya, it's okay. It will come back. But rather one should concentrate his mind upon the lotus feet of the Lord. Text 16 now, 16 point. He is talking about Shokadi Avasa Vartita. Shokadi avasa means your situation. When you are in lamentation or in some negative emotions or some anger or some frustration. Shoka refers to actually lamentation, but adi, he's saying, which is synonyms to lamentation, like developing some negative emotions or anger or frustration. So avasa vartita, we should not fall prey to all these negative emotions, lamentations, anger, frustration. Yatha tatraiva. Tatraiva means that same from Padma Puran, from Padma Puran, Padme, Yatha Padme. That means from Padma Puran only he is quoting. Shoka marshadi bhir bhave akrantam yassamanasam katham tatra mukundasya spurati sambhavana bhaved. So now he's in this Padma Puran. This is a rhetorical question that is being asked. If somebody is always in the emotions, in the bhav of shoka, shoka refers to our lamentation or illusion or frustration or anger. Akrantam yasamanasan. And because of these emotions, if somebody's mind is always agitated, always in frustration, always in anger, katham tatra mukandasya, then what do you think ever will happen? What? Mukundasya spurati sambhavana bhavet. Is there any, even an iota of hope that you will get the spurati of Mukunda, that you will get, that Krishna will appear before you? No, because you are already overpowered with lamentation and anger. And these are the negative emotions. If we are always engrossed with negative emotions, we cannot perceive the presence of Krishna anywhere, neither in our heart. A devotee should not be subjected to lamentation or illusion. There is the following statement in the Padma Puran. Within the heart of a devotee who is overpowered by lamentation or anger, there is no possibility of Krishna's being manifested. Katham tatra mukundasya spurati sambhavana bhavet. Is it ever possible that Krishna will come? So it's a rhetorical question, and answer itself lies in the question that no, it won't be possible. Krishna ki spurati nahi ho sakti. Now coming to the 17th, remember this we did, and I said hold on to this verse where we say Nana Devaika Sevinam, that those who are the demigod worshippers, we should avoid their company, and they are also categorized in a non-devotee list. In that only, regarding that, the 17th one say Anya Devagnaha Yatra Taitraiva, means again from Padma Puran. He's saying Anya Deva Agnaha means disrespecting the other devatas. So we should not disrespect the other devatas. Harir eva sadharadhyatya sarve deveshwareshwara itare brahma rudradya navagne kadachana. Harir eva, yes, it's Hari only. Sada Aradhya. Yes, Lord Hari is always worshipable. Why? Because he is Sarva Deveshwara Veshwara. He is the Sarveshwara of all the Devas. He is the Lord of all the demigods. Therefore, Sada Aradhya. He is always worshipable. But that doesn't mean Itare Brahma Rudradya Navignaha Kadachana. Still, you should never disrespect. Avagya nahi karni. Navagnaha. Whom? Brahma, Rudra, Adi. All the demigods like Brahma, Rudra, Shiva, and Indra, Chandra, sun god. We should kadachana at any point of time. At any point of time, we should still not disrespect all these demigods. Yes, Hari is eva sadharadhya. He is always worshipable, sada aradhya, but still we should not disrespect the demigods. See, demigod worshippers are included as non-devotees only because those devotees are approaching demigods for some material gains, which is again temporary. So why to associate with them? But that doesn't mean that one can go ahead and disrespect the devatas. I'm sorry to say, but I have seen actually that those who are into Krishna consciousness, those who understand that Hari eva sada aradhya, that Hari is the always should be worshipable, they are the ones who disrespect the other demigods. So please, we should not. We should respect. These are the demigods. These are the representatives of the Supreme Lord. Yes, there is no need to specifically go them and ask something from material. But that doesn't mean that if we happen to go to some Shiva temple, then we don't bow our head, or we don't offer our obeisances, or we don't worship him, or we go to some Durga temple and we simply ignore. That is the offense. That is the biggest offense, and it becomes under the category of Namaparad. So we should always show respect to these devotees. There is no one who is saying that daily make it a habit to go to some Shiva temple or Durga temple or Ganesh temple. But if you happen to go, then please, with full respect, we should offer our obeisances. Because these are not ordinary personalities. Krishna can go to any extent to save them. Indrari vyakulam lokam mrityanti yuge yuge ete chamsa kalapamsa Krishnastu Bhagavan swam. Indrari, those who are the Ari, those who are the enemies of Indradi, Krishna comes to destroy them, yuge yuge, in every millennium. Krishna is the one who always protects his demigods because they are his representatives. If Krishna can go to any extent to protect them, even though they can go averse to Krishna, so and so that they can even shower, they can call upon some Vartaka cloud and they can shower tremendous rain on Vrindavan and trouble his Rajvasis. But still Krishna never disowned Indra. He dethroned Indra, but he never disowned Indra. He still said that Indra, yes, he forgave Indra for his offenses. So we should also not disrespect these demigods at any point of time. Kadachana. One should not neglect to offer due respects to the demigods. One may not be a devotee of demigods, but that does not mean that one should be disrespectful to them. A Vaishnava is not a devotee of Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma, but he is duty bound to offer all respects to such highly positioned demigods. Lord Shiva is Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. He is Vaishnava. Lord Brahma, he is our Sampradaya Acharya. How can we neglect him? So according to Vaishnava philosophy, one should offer respect even to an ant. What to talk about all these exalted persons like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. A Vaishnava is always respectful even to an ant. In Padma Puran, it is said, Krishna or Hari is the master of all demigods, and he is always worshipable, sada aradhya. But that does not mean that one should not offer respects to the demigods. Text 18. Sorry, not text, but 18th limb. Bhutanudvega Daita. Bhuta means the living entities. Daita means to give. Anudvega means unnecessary, troubling them or agitating them. Yatha Mahabharate. Now he's quoting from Mahabharata. Pitaiva putram karuno nodvijayati yojanam vishuddhasya rishikesasturnam tasya prasiddhati. Pitaiva putram, just like a father. Father is very, very merciful to his son. He does not get agitated. No dvijayati. He doesn't get agitated with the acts of his son. So now such a person who is vishuddhasya, who is pure-hearted, that person, Turanam, very quickly becomes the recipient of Rishikesh's mercy. Prasiddhati means the mercy. He becomes the recipient of Rishikesh mercy. Rishikesh refers to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna's mercy. Just like the father who is not agitated by the deeds of his son. Similarly, a Vaishnava is like a loving father who is not agitated by other living entities and does not give any pain, does not agitate other living entities. And that pure-hearted Vaishnava who is like a father to his son and who is like a father to all the living entities, who consider that all the living entities are also part and parcel of Krishna, that Vaishnava very soon, Turanam tasya prasiddhati, that Vaishnava very soon becomes the recipient of Krishna's mercy. A person who does not disturb or cause any painful action in the mind of any living entity, does not agitate bhutanudveka, other living entity. Forget about devotee circle, forget about human beings. Even for other species of life, we should not cause or disturb any painful action to them. And treats everyone just like a loving father does to his children. Even if the children misbehaves, the father, what he does he get agitated? No, he forgives. He bears the impudence of his son. Such pure-hearted Vaishnava certainly very soon becomes favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In so-called civilized society, there is sometimes agitation against cruelty to animals. But at the same time, regular slaughterhouses are always maintained. Yes, people always do some rally that you should be against the cruelty to animals. But on the other hand, they open the slaughterhouses. A Vaishnava is not like that. A Vaishnava can never support animal slaughter or even give pain to any living entity, because a Vaishnava is always para dukkha dukhi. He is always in suffering when he sees other people suffering. And again, Bhuta Anudvega refers to other living entities. It's not just human beings. It's not. And what we do, we agitate the devotee, our co-members. We agitate devotees only by our actions, by our words. So naturally it becomes a nama prad. It's the biggest. It's a Vaishnava prad. Hathi mata, like it's a mad elephant offense. So we should be very, very careful. Just as a compassionate father is merciful to his son, similarly, a pure-hearted Vaishnava does not agitate others, and that Vaishnava very quickly becomes the recipient of Krishna's mercy. Like Tulsidas says, Sant hriday navaneet samana, kahi kahi paru kabhi na jana, nij pratap dravahi navaneeta, par dukhi dravahi sant sutnuta. When somebody says that a heart of a Vaishnava is like a butter, is like a navaneet, then Tulsidas says they have not understood the real truth. How come you can say this, Tulsidas ji? Oh, Goswami ji, how can you say this? Because butter is soft and the heart of a Vaishnava is also very soft. So why can't we compare the heart of a Vaishnava to be a butter? When Goswamiji says, Nij Pratap Dravahi Navanita, the butter melts only when the butter is put into provoking situation. Only then the butter melts. If the butter is maintained at a particular temperature, nothing will happen to butter. But the butter changes its form only when it is put into some provoking situation. But a heart of a Vaishnava is that when others are put into provoking situation, their heart melts. So therefore he says, Par dukhi davahi supanita. That Vaishnava, his heart melts when he is put into that provoking situation or not. But when others are put into those provoking situation, his heart pains a lot. And his heart melts, seeing the suffering of others. So how can you say, does the butter melts when we keep something else on stove and we don't provide any provoking situation or temperature to butter? Do you think the butter will melt? No. But the heart of a Vaishnava melts by seeing the sufferings of others. So not giving pain to any living entity. So we'll stop here. Now, offenses to be avoided. 19th, that is Sevanam Aparadham Varjanam. How we can avoid Sevanam Aparadh. That we will see next Friday. So thank you so much. That will be the 8th chapter. So we finished 7th chapter and we are 8 minutes early. But it's okay. If we have any realizations, quick questions, please go ahead. Wow. But what about neutral people? I don't know in which regard this was asked. Sometimes they are better than so-called the garb of a devotee who are devious. Yes, of course. So neutral means those who are neither demigod worshippers or they are basically pious people. So they are the right candidate. They are the right candidate to be brought into Krishna consciousness. So yes, we can rather associate with them, but at the same time, make sure that we give our association to them. We may not be on the level of some adhikari where we can give our association, but whatever we have learned in our journey of Krishna consciousness, at least that we can give it to them. And that too in a very, very friendly way. So it's better, yes, those who are in the garb of a devotee and those who are having this duplicitous mentality, we should try to avoid them. But those who are pious, they may not be always the worshipable of Krishna, but they are pious. We can always give our association to them and we can always associate with them, not a problem. Madhav Prabhu is quoting from 923. Yes, we must pay respect. Krishnastu Bhagwan. So thank you. Thank you, Madhav Prabhu, for quoting all those verses. Yes, if we have any yes, Parima Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I'm sharing my personal realization. Mataji, I used to worship Lord Shiva for like my desires, all this. I used to also chant rounds of Om Namah Shivaya, and I used to do like, Navratri Vrat, all that. But I personally feel that Shiva brought me to Krishna consciousness.
Yes, of course. Of course.
So I still worship Shiva that, Vrindavana Vanipata, I chant that.
Yes,
and
of course. Perfect. In that manner only we should worship Krishna. You cannot get entrance to Vrindavan Dham if you don't please Shiva. You cannot get, because he is the doorkeeper.
I started with worshipping Krishna, then I shifted to Shiva worship. Let me tell you my story. Because, we are always a confused lot when we are in India. Somebody says, oh, you worship this. Oh, wow, okay, I'll worship this. So that way I started worshipping Shiva, but then Shiva again brought me back. Okay, you started with Krishna, now go back to Krishna. Just sharing.
Why? Because these demigods are very happy when you worship their masters. They are very happy when you worship their master, and their master is Lord Shri Krishna. So they will make always the best possible way where we can reach and worship Lord Hari. They will make that arrangement, provided we don't go them and ask for something material. If we ask something material, they will try to get rid of us. They will grant it and they'll say, okay, whatever, do your own business, take it and go. We see a lot of examples, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, they
It's not
all got
for
benefits.
us. It's not even good for us sometimes. Like what Hiran
It's because we don't know what is good for
what
us.
is good for us. That's true, Mataji. That's
But if we worship, like I myself was a Shiva worshipper, whole life means up before coming to Krishna consciousness, I was so much a staunch follower of Lord Shiva. And as you think, so I, that Lord Shiva only made this way for me. Because personally, I never worshipped for some to-do list. I never had that to-do list with Lord Shiva. Just was somehow attracted and was worshipping him. And then same, he's the one who got me here. Until now, my thousands and thousands of obeisances to Lord Shiva, that without his mercy, to any dham we cannot enter.
Yes.
Recently, we got an opportunity to go to Jagannath Puri. And before going to Puri, we made sure that we went to Lingaraj temple so that we take blessings of Lord Shiva, because he is the one who is guarding all the dhams. So to take entrance into that dham, you should take first blessings of Lord Shiva.
Yes. Mataji, I had also had the good fortune of visiting Muktinath in Nepal, where the Ganesh is.
Very nice.
I had gone to that. It's a very arduous journey. It was very arduous. But when I went, so at that time also, there is a temple. It's like a pagoda, the temple of our Lord, and at the base of the temple is a Shivlinga. Wherever there is our Lord Shiva is always present.
He's always guarded.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, because whenever now I see even Lord Ganesha or any other, I pay my respects. Like, oh, you wrote the Mahabharata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wrote Mahabharata. You are the one who is carrying the padukas of Lord Narasimhadev on your tumuli, on your head.
Yes.
So yes, you are equally worshipable.
Yes. So we worship, but in connection with Krishna. That's what
in connection with Krishna, and we don't ask anything material. We only ask for Krishna Bhakti. That's it.
Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Thank you so for this such a wonderful class. There's so many points, very difficult to retain. So I'll have to hear again. But it was very wonderful, Mataji. I thank you very much for your service. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Sudhakar. Oh, sorry, Praladananda Prabhu, you want to add something?
Mataji, thank you very much, Haribol. I practice going to the Sanatan temple here in Las Vegas, because ISKCON temple was not there for many years. And there are deities, like all these deities are there. And I always quote Brahma Samhita sloka to each of them.
That's what we should do. Yadpada Pallava, right? Ichhanurupa, then that is for Durga. Yes.
Right. And Shankar Bhagwan, I always ask him, kapat krupa, because he does kapat krupa to those who ask for material boons. And then if you ask that, please engage me in Lord Krishna's service, then he will be very much, inclined to help us like that. Another thing was about Iswaresu Tadadhinesu, Visatsu, Valisesu. So, Prema Maitri Karuna, Upeksa Yakarasa Madhyama. So, at least we should practice that much. Those who are Balis, we can reach them, but those who are kind of Dvisatsu, I would just ignore them. Don't waste time. Prabhu says like that. So, this was little.
Prema Maitri Kripa Apeksha.
Like that, we can do that. Thank you, Mata.
And one more thing, Prabhu, that you went to that temple, but for higher cause. Because there, when you were going to that temple, you were preaching and you were distributing Srila Prabhupada books.
We distributed 80 books yesterday, Mata. 80 books. These were small books. Because
for higher cause, we can go anywhere, even to a liquor shop also, or to talk about the temples.
Yeah, like that, Yesterday was Ram Navami Utsav here at the temple. A lot of people came, and I went with so many books. I said, let's give it to all of them.
Excellence. Excellent, Seva.
That order was given by Sripad Radha Govind Swami to me long back, you know. He says, it's good, okay, you go to Sanatan temple, but do this. I said, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mata. Hari.
And you are fulfilling Srila Prabhupada's word. You are engaged in book distribution as well as you are studying Srila Prabhupada books. So very nice.
Thank you, Mata.
So
Hari.
that is more important. Yes, Sudhakar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, I was not able to catch properly. On the 16th one, Soka the Avasya Varita, that is regarding lamentation. Mataji, little bit clarify on the lamentation part. Shoka the Avasya Varita.
See, if Shoka Adi Avasavartita means you should try to avoid all the negative emotions, lamentations, frustrations, and anger. Because if we are always in the negative thoughts of always complaining of our situation, and in that mood we are always angry, then we can never get Krishna. Krishna says that even if you are in some bad situation or some reverse situation, still you should be grateful. Still you should be grateful that thank you, Krishna, because every happenings, every event that happens in our life, it teaches us something or the other. It gives us some lessons or other. So we should always be thankful. We should not be always carried away with those negative emotions of crying, lamenting, and feeling ourselves hopeless. That should not be done, as Rupa Goswami is saying, because if we keep on doing this and if we are totally absorbed into all such moods and emotions, then we can never get Mukunda. And the aim of human form of life is not to get rid of lamentations and problems and reversible situations, but the aim of life is to get Krishna, is to get Krishna Bhakti, is to get Krishna Prem. And we can never get if we are always absorbed in some negative emotions. That's what it means. Yes, Prabhu?
So lamenting, yeah, I'm just trying to understand. Sorry. So lamenting for the Krishna.
Lamenting
okay, right?
means something which has not been happened as per our plan. That is what is lamentation. We had made some plans, we have made some idea or hope in our life, and that is not fulfilled. Then we complain, we lament. That is what is lamentation. And for hankering is for the future. Lamentation is of the past, hankering is for the future.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes. Who is next? I don't know. Yes, but Priti Mataji, please go ahead.
Mataji, I just wanted to thank you for the very beautiful class. But I think others had a question. Mahatma Prabhu had raised his hand, but he put the question on chat.
Okay, I'll see to it. Let me see Mahatma Prabhu's. Hare Krishna Mataji, every day, every ISKCON temple worship our Guru, Srila Prabhupada. Is it okay to worship Lord Shiva every day? Mahatma Prabhu, worshipping of Guru is something different because Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. And like Guru is the one who showed us the path. Worshipping Lord Shiva, see, it's a gray area. Like, there is no need of having Shivalinga or Shivji ki, like the Archa Vigraha of Shiva at home and specifically worshipping because he is a Vaishnava, Vaishnavana Yathasham. But if you happen to go to some temples, then yes, do not stop yourself worshipping. You should worship. At the same time, if you have a Shiva deity at home, then you should worship it. Don't ignore that worship. You can worship. Means I'll say is that your worship time will increase because you cannot ignore Shri Guru, you cannot ignore the acharyas, you cannot ignore the deities you have. On top of that, you have Lord Shiva also. You can worship. I'm not saying you cannot worship. You can worship Lord Shiva, but have the correct mood of worship. And the mood of worship is that you are a Vaishnava. That's why I'm worshiping you. And I'm seeking some blessings from you because, like, you are the one who can give me the blessing so that I can get Krishna Bhakti. Okay, so worship him as a Vaishnava, nothing else. Truly speaking, even I have, because I already said that I was a follower of Lord Shiva, so I have a Shivlinga at home. So where I have kept Shivlinga, like I have Radha Krishna and then Gaur Nitai, Gopalji. And below that, I have kept Lord Shiva along with Shat Goswamis and our Parampara. Okay, because they all are Vaishnavas. And I do just the bathing of Lord Shiva with water. And that water, I first offer it to Krishna. And then with the same water, I bathe Lord Shiva and offer a flower. That's all I do. So again, the mood is very important. Our consciousness is very important, that our mood should be, please give me Krishna Bhakti and show me the right path. That's it. No other material benedictions we are supposed to ask. Okay. Yes, Sunil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandat Pranam. Thank you so much, Mataji. So beautiful class regarding the demigod worship. I also, Mataji, used to worship Durga Mata from my childhood. After to Krishna consciousness, like in my parents do worship now also they in altar, but I don't pay any respect. Just I avoid that. Is it offense?
You should. You should offer obeisances.
Means
And
why,
that
Mataji?
too, when your parents are worshipping and she's on the altar, you should offer obeisances. Of course. But your consciousness should be, please give me Krishna Bhakti. She's Maya, Prabhu. She's Durga, Vaishnavi. She's Maya. She is the Mahamaya. And what Krishna says? Devi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya. Krishna says, she is my Maya. She is divine, Devi, and she is mine. How can you ignore something that belongs to Krishna? You like Krishna, you love Krishna, and you ignore something where Krishna says that she belongs to me? How can we ignore? We should not. So please, especially when she is on the altar and your parents are worshipping, you should pay obeisances and you should worship. Yes. Don't disrespect.
Disrespect, it means I don't even see that one.
No, you should not. When she is there on the altar, you should. Yes, if you are married, you have a separate home and you and your wife are Krishna conscious and you have Krishna deity, then there is no need of bringing Vaishnavi, especially on your altar. That you can avoid. But till the time you are with your parents and you are seeing that altar every day, please do not disrespect her presence. Worship her, offer her obeisances, and ask Krishna Bhakti. That's all. Don't ask anything material. She is the one who will guide you to Krishna. Mama Maya Durattaya. Mameva hi prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. Those who surrender unto me, that Maya itself will take care and will lead you to Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Mataji, but my fear is actually in starting, when I heard Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we should only worship as Krishna. It really took me so much time. Now, if I worship again, I am afraid that once I could to accept Krishna, it will be difficult for me.
See, Prabhuji, I don't know why you have this separate mindset. That mindset has to be changed. Okay. Rupa Goswami himself is saying, Harir eva sada aradhya, sarva deveshwareshwara, itare brahma rudra adi, navagneha kadachana. Yes, Hari is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he is always worshipable, sada aradhya. He is the Lord of all the demigods, but that doesn't mean that you ignore the position of Brahma, Rudra, Adi. And Adi refers here to all the demigods, and especially Durga Devi, who is the wife of Rudra. At any point of time, you cannot show disrespect. So again, I'm saying not to specifically go and worship and perform all those, articles of worship to her, but at the same time, you cannot ignore her presence at your home, especially when your parents are worshiping and she is on the altar. You should not disrespect. That's all I can say.
Mataji, thank you so much. Actually, my parents think that I worship her, but I don't. I just tell I did. That's it. I don't. I did for many years like this. Thank you, Mataji. I will.
What do you mean by worship? Means offering arati, singing Durga Ashtakam or Durga Chalisa? Or what?
Just one to agarbatti and lamp offering. That's it. My parents do, and they expect me that I should do. I
So
say
you
I
should,
do.
what's the problem?
How can I offer Mataji?
Why not? She's a Vaishnavi. If some Vaishnava come, you will not worship a Vaishnava?
Will worship.
You will not, because for you only Krishna is supreme. Don't be a Kanishta. A Kanishta is the one who will see only Krishna in the deities. He'll ignore the Vaishnavas. How can you ignore the Vaishnavas? And she is a Param Vaishnavi. While offering lamp or incense or a flower, at least you can ask for Krishna Bhakti. She'll guide you. Right? But if you show disrespect or if you tell lies to your parents, it will become a namaprad.
How? So I'm just asking. Like I did for many years, not 2 years.
From here onwards, at least my humble suggestion is you can always seek guidance from your seniors, from your counselors. But my humble suggestion is please don't disrespect her. If she is on the altar and you are with your parents, and the parents sometimes expect you to offer some ghee, some lamp, or some incense or flower, please do offer it, but in the mood that please, oh Vaishnavi, oh Maya Devi, I'm worshipping you, so that please, first of all, you are the illusory energy of Krishna. So I want you to please remove that curtain of illusion, that curtain of ignorance from me and guide me to Krishna Bhakti. Please pray like this. There is no harm, Prabhu. Please.
Yes, Mataji will do. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Haribol Mataji,
Yes.
may I say something?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Yeah,
You
so
are the
Sunil
most
Prabhu.
senior most. Please guide.
No, Mata. So Sunil Prabhu, just recite this law from Brahma Samhita. Srusti Sthiti Pralay Sadhan Sakti Rekha Chaye Vyasya Bhunani Vibharti Durga. Ichhan Rupam Testesa Govinda Madi Purusham Tamambaya. Bas. This much, she will become very pleased with you.
Yeah,
all
excellent.
offenses will be wiped out by her. She is a mother full of compassion, So earnestly, oh mother, I have disrespected you for so long. Please forgive me. All mothers do that, So I think we should do that like that. In fact, long back, when I met first time Sripad Radha Govind Swami, that was back in Africa, I said, I have demigods on my altar. What should I do? Then he said, no, keep them and offer them Krishna Prasad. So this is how we should always respect these great Vaishnavas. They are all great Vaishnavas. So that's how I give advice like that to do. I do that. I have Shankar Bhagwan. I have even Lakshmi Ji. So I speak slow from Brahma Samhita to please them. Haribol Mata, just expressing
Excellent.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Haribol.
Excellent. Thank you, Praladananda Prabhu. Thank you. Your answer gave me a conviction that what suggestion I gave to Sunil Prabhu is not wrong. And it is in line with Vaishnava philosophy. So thank you, Praladananda Prabhu, for adding. Yes, Rupal Mataji, last question we'll
Hare
take.
Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam. So I want to add here, we were attending Pran Govindas Prabhu's class that, Kamsa, when he exploited, Yog Maya converted to Mahamaya. So whenever in life, whenever there is exploitation, Mahamaya is there, and whenever you surrender to Krishna, that Mahamaya is converted to Yogmaya, and which helps you to progress and help in Krishna consciousness. So that is another way to understand. And I also used to pray, Durga, and I understand she's energy of Radharani, and if you surrender to Krishna, she always helps us in our process. So my question was lamentation and illusion. So lamentation, does it mean the sthit pragya sloka of chapter number 2? Does it mean to be in that state, like
Lamentation means always crying,
always crying? So
always lamenting of what that has not happened in our past, what we desired for. That is
so
the meaning of lamentation.
so let's say if I did not get something or something which I desired, like I want to, let's say in spiritual, or I wanted to do say seva, I did not get seva, or in material life. So can I lament for like a couple of minutes, or is it like a constant lamentation, or couple of minutes is
It's a
allowed?
constant lamentation. And yes, of course, if we are in some problems, then definitely we'll share to Krishna only. Now, who else will we go to?
Yeah, or
So
Vaishnavas, or
sharing not
Vaishnavas,
a
yeah.
problem, but everyday lamenting,
Uh-huh.
everyday crying. Do you think, just imagine if your child keeps on saying everything negative about you,
Mm-hmm.
one day you will also get frustrated. Hey, I'm doing so much for my child and he's not even grateful.
Yeah, I agree with you. So
Same,
yeah.
I'm saying same with Krishna.
Mm.
We have to show our gratefulness. Yes,
Yes.
something happened which was not aligned to our plans or our thoughts. We can tell Krishna, see, Krishna, this was supposed to be done like this, but it didn't happen. I don't know what lessons you want me to teach. Please reveal yourself. Please reveal your plans to me. This way we can always ask, but always saying negative about Krishna is not right.
So that is our endeavor, right? That is what Krishna is expecting you to do, overcome that, overcome, uh, and surrender. Uh,
Yeah, of course, we have to surrender. And if we are somehow not able to overcome that lamentation or some problems, then we can always ask Krishna that you only please help me.
mm,
But at the same time, always thanking Krishna. Be grateful to Krishna. His Holiness Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj's quotation, just memorize it. A grateful heart can only be the recipient of Krishna's mercy. Just remember this. A grateful heart is the recipient, is the only heart that is recipient of Krishna's mercy. So always, always we have to be grateful, whether the circumstances are conducive to us or not. But be grateful, because every circumstance in our life teaches us something, how to be and sometimes how not to be. But
yeah,
every event in our life gives us lesson. So be grateful. That
and
experience is being added.
one more question, Madhuri. So illusion in the same sentence. Does illusion means less faith? What does that mean? Illusion that.
Illusion means always having this illusion that I am this body, and
Mm,
always keeping ourselves in the center, being very egoistic. That is the illusion. We are always in that, under the shelter of illusory energy, where she keeps on illusioning us that you are the controller, you are the Ishvara, you are the proprietor, you are the master. And we keep thinking like this and we start behaving like this.
and
That is the illusion.
one last question, just one last question, Madhuri. So I don't know. I have been like I'm observing. Whenever I go to Shivling or any Shiva temple, I feel bliss, like eternal peace. I don't know where it is coming from. And when I go to Krishna temple, I have to do endeavor. Like I have to do some. I'm still in bhakti process. I'm not. I'm still newbie. So, but I have observed this when I go to Shiva, any Shiva temple, there is some kind of a peace which is difficult to explain. Like I have been to Somnath, and there are a lot of temples, and even Shiva only helped me to connect to Krishna conscious. But
So when you feel peace, when you go to some Shiva temple, keep asking. Ask Lord Shiva that please give me Krishna Bhakti. Please give me Krishna Bhakti. That's all.
yes, Mother, definitely. I was wondering why, it's a different kind of comparison, but I should not do that. Maybe. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mother.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, let us pay obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubheshya kripa
Sindhubhaiva cha
Evacha
patitanam
patitanam
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo
Vaishnavyo
namaha.
Namo Namah.
Dandavat
Ananta
pranam.
Wow.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Dandavat
Mataji.
pranam Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat
Hare
Pranam, sir.
Krishna.
Dandavat pranams.
Satya
Thank you so
Krishna,
much.
sir. You give
Her
such an
Grace
amazing
Kirtida
Kirtida
Mataji.
Sundari
Sundari Das
Hari
Mataji
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 ki
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 jai.
jai.
Ki
Jai.
Jai.
That's all my
Very
answers.
good. Very good,
Jai.
Krishna.
Lioness
Jai,
Very
Preacher
jai.
good.
Kirtida
Linus
Sundari Mataji
Ki
ki
Yuki
Jai.
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 Ki
Jai.
jai.
Jai.